Jonah had planned a 10-day cruising trip from Santa Cruz up into the San Francisco Bay and on to the San Joaquin River. However, in the fullness of time, circumstances will modify those plans somewhat. And so Jonah puts to sea once again, bound for the Half Moon Bay and destinations beyond. The marine forecast was for southerly winds, and she has chosen her departure to suit. The fog's in, but there's wind enough to fill her new Code Zero sail. This red-coloured light air canvas transforms her cruising speed in anything below a moderate breeze. Today Jonah is running wing on wing with her twin head sails. Sheets are eye-spliced to a soft shackle for a light and low-profile connection at the clew. The trusty auto tiller lets the solo skipper take a break. Leg 2 is Half Moon Bay to Treasure Island. Another windy day means we'll make great time today. Jonah has the bit between her teeth. Here we are approaching the gate once again. Really starting to blow now. The Venturi effect on full display. We hit 8.5 knots here before rounding Treasure Island. Clipper Cove, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Treasure Island is an artificial island in the San Francisco Bay. Built in 1936 for the 1939 Golden Gate International Exposition, the island's World Fair site is a California historic landmark. To the island's construction by the United States government, Yerba Buena shoals of rock north of the Trans-Bay Island had less than 27 feet clearance and were a shipping hazard. The 400-acre island was constructed by placing 287,000 tons of quarried rock in the shoals for the island causeway perimeter rock walls. Island was originally intended to become a second airport for San Francisco, augmenting the existing San Francisco Municipal Airport. But with war looming, the Navy moved in. Today, the island is earmarked for redevelopment. There is currently a small marina on the island's south shore. Leg 3 is Treasure Island to Mare Island, a distance of some 22 nautical miles. She departs early in order to sail the entire way. Is this the infamous evergreen container ship that blocked the Suez Canal? Here's the good little ship making her way across the San Pablo Bay, her sails luffing in the variable breeze. A placid, easy day of downwind sailing. Leg 4 is Mare Island to Antioch Marina, a distance of approximately 22 nautical miles. We're going through a narrow channel known as the Carquinez Strait, a stretch of water where wind and tide can make for tough going if taken at the wrong time. So we make a late start in order to catch the flood tide. slack water at the Carquinez bridge is around 11:15 a.m. Get there too early and the tide will be against us. Along the bank of the Carquinez Strait lies the California and Hawaiian Sugar Company. C&H Sugar is an American sugar processing and distribution company. Originally organized as a cooperative in 1921, it encountered a severe decline in sugar markets and passed through a series of owners in the last half of the 20th century. Today, it employs more than 450 people and produces 14% of the nation's cane sugar. Here is where they offload the raw sugar cane. Turn right after the power station. The Antioch Marina on the southern bank of the San Joaquin River, our home for the night. Up to Antioch, a distance of some 120 miles since we left Santa Cruz, we motored for a little over 2 hours. The rest was entirely wind-powered. From Antioch, we sailed up to the apex of our voyage, a place called Potato Slough. We stay overnight and are greeted in the morning by peace and tranquility. The wind was forecast to blow today, potentially making the anchorage a bit uncomfortable. Well, that was my excuse for leaving, at least. I had intended to take a rest day with no sailing, but the forecast put me off the idea. Despite dark and dire warnings of wind over tide effects in these waters, Jonah lay course for a return to Mare Island, taking full advantage of the ebb tide. Blissfully, we arrived at our destination for the night, undamaged by the experiences of the day. Here we are again, motoring against wind over tide, but Jonah is a tough little boat and she can handle it. We make excellent time out to the gate, only to arrive early, meaning before the ebb had fully slacked. Here there be monsters. The sea state under the bridge was fine, but outside in the open ocean, near the notorious area known as the Potato Patch, things were a little more churned up. Evidently there was some residual wind over tide effects which produced some of the most confused seas I have ever witnessed. This was no time to be wielding a camera, and so unfortunately I did not get much video of the maelstrom. We're rounding into Pillar Point Harbour now, so Jonah, beware the reef. This tugboat, although not a victim of the reefs, nonetheless was sunk in the shallow waters of the Pillar Point anchorage. An ignominious end to its long career, keeping other boats safe. Well, Jonah's skipper could really do with a rest day, having been on the move for 7 days straight now. However, the forecast presents a bit of a quandary. Tomorrow the winds are favourable, if a little strong, but the next day they go light, which would mean another day of motoring. What is a sailboat skipper to do? A murky 5:30 a.m. departure to leaden skies and minimal winds was hardly a surprise. Neptune was to toy with our good ship today. As the winds rose and accelerated around Pigeon Point, Jonah hit 10.4 knots on the GPS, surfing down the face of the waves. It's too much fun and too exhilarating, and I forget that the better part of valour is discretion. Still, no harm done.